Well, here I am in Seoul, South Korea. Huh? This place is absolutely spotless. You go to the bathroom, it's not piss all over the seat, paper towels and toilet paper all over the floor, blowouts, and all of this stuff that you all are probably accustomed to seeing on a daily basis. One thing I will say about, I had to get on Korean Airlines and missed a flight because of Alaska Airlines, and they tried to fix it, and they helped me out, Korean Airlines, though I did not get a direct flight through Delta. Ended up having to go through Seoul, Los Angeles, and Seoul. So I'm 10 or 12 hours out right now of where I should have been already. Should have been here already. But anyway, I should have been in Japan already. But anyway, I want to do this video once. Man, this place is just nice. And I'll tell you, we can learn a lot from the Koreans because their airlines, in my opinion, as far as their service, their cleanliness, the way they go about doing things, serving the people, is just light years ahead of anything that the Americans have come up with. And honestly, I hear a lot about Delta. I didn't get the opportunity to fly on it this time, but let me tell you something, Delta and American and all you other people, you have a tough act to follow. So, anyway, I want to talk today about expectations. I want to talk about women to learn their husbands. Husbands, men, are creatures, they develop, a habit and expectations. For example, I just use my wife as an example, who's an excellent cook, an outstanding cook. I hope the secret never gets out. Anyway, she'll cook a dish that she's made for me many, many times. And I've eaten it many, many times. And it has been wonderful many, many times. Then all of a sudden, the social experimenter shows up in her. The one who now is in competition with herself, wanting to high five herself. He really liked that. Like, you're really going to like high five. But really, when you do that, you're saying, I want to do this. This is what I would like, So he'll start throwing other stuff in there. And it may not necessarily taste bad, like some things. It tastes, like nothing but oregano. Can't taste anything else. It's in the side dishes. It's the same flavor all the time. Oregano. I like oregano, but I don't like it that much. I like to taste something else besides the oregano. But anyway, and that's one thing. Spices are meant to turn the flavor of a dish, not to dominate and overpower it. Okay? A little salt. Season with a little salt. Salt is good. Okay? But if it's too much, who can contain that? It's just too salty. So if you throw something in the pot, salt in the pot, you stir up the dish 2 or 3 times, you taste it again. Well, there's not enough. Throw some more in there. Stir it up 2 or 3 times, and taste again. Not enough. Stir it up again. Just a little bit more. And then once that infuses for 20 or 30 minutes, all of a sudden now it's so salty that even salt lovers are like, wow, this stuff's got a lot of salt in it. Okay? And that comes with having a presence of mind. Everybody puts salt and pepper on their tables. Pastor Dal said that for years. Put salt on the table, pepper on the table. You add that to your taste. Okay? Because everybody has different tastes. I'm a super taster. What might taste fine to you might taste absolutely overpowering to me, And it's also how you've been accustomed, you haven't had anything else to eat and you've been eating overpowered dishes, guess what? You're an overpowered dish lover and you think everybody else should love it too. Learn your husband, learn your master, learn. That's what we need to do. Anyway, the best thing to do is not to experiment with a known dish. If you want to try something different, do a completely different dish, but make it all those, pretty much try to keep it right to the same way every time. And people will, their expectations, because I'm going to flat out tell you, sisters, you go to the restaurants out there in the world, what do they say? You use a recipe. They have a recipe. They have a trademark recipe. That's why Kentucky Fried Chicken's been in business all these years. That's why all these other places have been, all these, restaurants, 4 or 5 star restaurants have been in business all these years, because they have followed a pattern and they don't deviate from it. So when their guests come in there and they decide they're going to eat at their establishment, they know what they're going to get if they order it. Now, there's nothing wrong with trying something new, but try the something new as a completely different thing. So you don't kind of like, I don't want to say you're falling into the pattern of being a deceiver, but it kind of ends up working out that way. When someone who, especially in a restaurant, and you're not going to stay in business long if you keep, you keep dabbling with your recipe. There's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We should probably kind of adhere to that. But yeah, no, if you want to try a whole new recipe, then fine. Then they'll have a new thing that they can expect. And then you can really expand your level of expertise and your reputation for your husband, whether you're cooking for a bunch of people or whatever. Anyway, that's all I have to say. So long from South Korea. Get back with you. So long. Bye.